Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So the market is about to close in about 10 seconds. So let's go over the market and just see what the hell happened today. Because my goodness, probably one of the wildest days I've seen in an insanely long time. Essentially, we were down literally 8% for Tesla, exactly 700 on the dot. Like exactly. Pre-market actually went lower. So we went from being down 8% to being up almost 5%. Guys, that is like, that's about like a 13-ish% move today, give or take, based on how we actually closed. But like about a 12, 13-ish% move on the day. Like that is just like, what? That's ridiculous. Like, I mean, that's, in all honesty, that's pretty freaking insane. I don't even know what to say about that. So yeah, let's go over the market. Now, again, amazing reversal. Don't get me wrong. I do think this is more of a short cover, like a short squeeze-ish, if you will. But having said that, well, okay, let's go over the indices, right? So you can see like the SPY, honestly, like decent closes, but not like super. It's just like, it's not. Don't get me wrong, like amazing recovery, but it's not the most convincing thing yet. Again, the main reason I think we rallied is because a lot of the, I think, invasion fears were priced in already. I mean, it obviously happened. Like, my goodness, like what's happening over there is just, obviously not good. So I think a lot of that got priced in, and the fact that this is happening also apparently takes the Fed rate hikes, the 50 BPS, off the table. So now it's almost guaranteed that it won't be 50. It'll probably be like 25, which is good as well, right? I mean, the market likes that kind of stuff. That's overall like, a good thing. But it still doesn't really fix the overall problem. It almost feels like a band-aid temporarily. That's why I want to preface this by saying, as amazing as this recovery was and this, rally, this return from absolute depths today, again, for Tesla being down 8% to now being up almost 5%, like insane, like absolutely ridiculous move. Like that's just absurd. To the point where like I ended up selling calls and I sold them way too early, and then I had to roll my calls a week out. So I ended up taking a small loss on that, which I'm very upset. I ended up taking a few losses on puts as well because a wild day, man. A very unpredictable day, I will say. Again, I do think that this could be a little bit of a bull trap. And the reason I say that is because tomorrow is Friday. You guys know how Fridays are. And the invasion is still very much happening. That still is very much happening. Like, that's not going away. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I hope it ends, of course. Don't get me wrong. But it's still happening. Literally, as I record this, it is currently happening. As scary as and almost surreal as it sounds. So until that's like either better or whatever, like there's still a lot of stuff happening that's like a little scary and, in all honesty, a little bit like of an unknown. So I just want to say that as amazing as recovery was, Tesla needs to, it ended at 800, which is good, but in my opinion, it needs to break above like at least this, like, honestly, like 802 level, 801, 802, something like around that level. And even then, it's like, it's so hard to say. In all honesty, this is like a market that's extremely hard to predict, like, especially with what's happening right now. It's getting very difficult. But I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we end up selling off. And now, the main thing I want to see is after this kind of rally, when we do finally get like, like a few red days or whatever, like how bad is it? That'll determine if there's still another leg lower, or if we already hit the bottom and now the next low that we hit, let's say the next low we hit, we drop down to, I don't know, as an example, let's just say we go to 730 and then we bounce off 730. That's good. That'll be fantastic. And the reason that's fantastic is because, well, now we just made a higher low, and that means that now we can probably start looking towards actually finally moving upwards consistently as opposed to downwards consistently, right? So that's the main difference, and that's what we're essentially going to be waiting on right now to see when the next dip happens. How big of a dip is it? Are we breaking this current low, or are we not breaking this current low? Same thing applies to all of these as well. So we'll see what happens with that, guys. That's essentially what I'm seeing right now. Other than that, it's extremely hard to predict. Tesla, there's rumors about how they're going to be opening up a second factory in Shanghai to essentially double capacity, which is bullish. Something that's not so bullish is the fact that the SEC apparently is investigating into Elon and Kimball, with how Kimball sold essentially at the very top. I mean, he literally sold like right here, like literally the top, right before Elon announced the fact that he's going to start selling. I'm not gonna lie, the Kimball Musk, his selling up here was, I'm not gonna lie, it just, quite a coincidence. Happens to sell pretty much at the tippity top. It's a little bit weird, but we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so that's essentially what I'm seeing, guys. Unless we could get like a very clean breakthrough above 800 and like 805, 800 to 805, I'm still gonna be a little bit cautious overall. on this rally up, as great as it was, and we're still keeping inside this flag, which is great. What I'm hoping for now is that when we pull back, we do not make a lower low than 700. If we don't, fantastic, and I really think that we're ready to start, hopefully finally starting to reverse and starting making some higher highs, higher lows, all that good stuff, and essentially go back into a bull run almost, if you will. But until then, again, you want to take these kind of runs with a little bit of a grain of salt. Again, especially tomorrow being Friday, there's still a lot of uncertainty. People are going to be, a little bit more hesitant still to consider holding into the weekend, all that kind of stuff. Let's see how the post market is. A little bit down on the post market, but post market, it's not super important in my opinion. This doesn't mean too much yet, in my opinion, unless it's something drastic. But either way, guys, that's essentially what I'm seeing at the very moment. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video. Peace.